Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Obi-Wan Kenobi episode 5 has dropped. The penultimate episode to maybe season 1. Will we get a season 2? That's a discussion we'll have after the last episode. And obviously, there has been rumors and leaks and possibilities. And obviously, the success, I think, has been even higher than they expected. Uh, but I truly want to say this before I go into the review. Episode 5 is the best episode. I've struggled with the story wise, it being a bit one dimensional, poorly advertised in a sense. What we got advertised and what we actually got in the show were completely different. The whole advertising was based on Owen Lars and Luke and his protection of them, and most of the fights take place on Tatooine and the city planet. Nothing to do with Leia or Rev, or whatever you said, the third sister's storyline. But yeah, I think it's been a good season. Not perfect, not dreadful. It's been in between, a good balance of good moments and good characters and all that stuff. But as I jump into episode 5 now, be wary of spoilers. Hit the subscribe button, leave a like, and be sure to be here for next week's finale, episode 6 of Obi-Wan Kenobi. I hope you're enjoying the show as much as I am. Stay tuned for more and enjoy. So, Obi-Wan Kenobi episode 5 had some of the best moments we've seen from a TV show of Star Wars in a while. But I had to say, this one episode can't save the whole season as a whole. The first 4 episodes were decent at best. This episode reaches the standards of 10 out of 10 episode, 10 out of 10 rating, it being a very, very good episode with some incredible moments. The scenes with Anakin and Obi-Wan Kenobi, the training sequences, and I love how it mirrored what was going on through the episode and what was happening at the end between Vader and the third sister. You know, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Obi could see in Anakin, that he was too angry. He always had to win. He always wanted to make sure his opponent was dead or killed. And he was going intense on Obi during the sequences. I don't want to say the CGI was brilliant, how they de-aged him a little bit, how they had the Anakin look from Attack of the Clones. Um, it was incredible to see them scenes. I saw the building in the distance and I saw this figure and I was like, oh my God. And what I loved about it wasn't flashbacks in the sense of a dream sequence. It was a flashback that would mirror what happens in the episode of when Vader stabs the third sister at the end, which again, a obvious moment I think a lot of us knew once we saw that first scene in episode 1 of her being a youngling from the Jedi Temple. And then to see that scene of the kids getting slaughtered in this episode, something we've always wanted to see, I suppose. And then Anakin coming towards him with clones as well, which apparently had the first ever time with the proper costumes in a Star Wars show, which again I think is incredible. So to get some Order 66 footage was brilliant, some fresh footage, and for her to tell the story of she hit herself under the dead bodies, and she felt how cold their bodies were going because of how long she was there for. I think it's such an incredible moment that she stood by Vader for so long, and ultimately just for it to be a trap. I think the ending was also anticlimactic in the sense of, Ben got away again for the millionth time. But the scene where the troopers stormed the building and then they were fighting for their lives, and then ultimately the woman who, Talia, to get shot, I think was very emotional. I thought the robot was going to die, but for both of them to sacrifice themselves to let Obi and Leia get away and for the rest of the survivors, I thought it was a beautiful moment. She was an excellent character. Being known for Game of Thrones, especially, but this was a role I think she did very well. She's one of the highlights of the season, I think. But the moment when the Grand Inquisitor came out, after all this went down, the explosion, they escaped, the scene where Vader force held the ship and just wrecked it apart. What a scene, one of the greatest Vader scenes you'll probably ever see, just because it shows his pure power. But then when the Grand Inquisitor came out, you were like, holy shit. They didn't retcon it, which is really good to hear that they didn't retcon Rebels. They kept him in it. He came back, and the badassery scene of, she's been stabbed. He's like, ha ha. And the fight scene was brilliant. He was toying with her the entire time, but the way he gave her a lightsaber to give her a chance to prove herself was absolutely incredible. some amazing, amazing moments. But then for the smugness for him to come out, grab the Inquisitor badge, and stand by side Vader again. It was an menacing scene. It was an incredible scene. It was just faultily done. I love the dialogue between Obi and the third sister in this episode. I love Leia's little involvement of getting uh, the roof door open. Everything about this episode was just beautiful, from flashbacks to some of the best dialogue in this season we've seen, to the fight scenes, to the sacrifices, and what we can expect from the final episode. The last shot was of Luke, so obviously I think the final battle will take place on Tatooine, and what better place for Anakin to have grown up to face off Obi, where he goes into isolation before A New Hope. I think for them to, I think it's going to be a 2v2 matchup in the finale with the Grand Inquisitor and Darth Vader against Obi and the third sister. I think that'd be an absolutely incredible face-off. Bail Organa obviously will appear as well. I think he'll be heading to Tatooine to watch over Luke. I think that's the whole point of it. And yeah, I think this episode redeems the season because this one was really good. As I said, the rest were just good. But some moments we knew that were coming. The flashback scene with Anakin and Obi, we did not expect in that form, and it was just absolutely beautiful to watch. So let me know down below your thoughts. This episode is going to get 10 out of 10 for sure. Everything from story to fight scenes, from action, story, to connectivity to the prequels, to not retconning, to the returns, to everything about this episode. It was incredible. It was phenomenal. And I genuinely can't wait for the finale. I hope we have an incredible lightsaber fight from Obi, because that is the one thing missing from this season. A fight scene technically in the modern, I'm talking, against Vader. That's all we're asking. And yeah, I want to see how this ends. I want to see if we get season 2. I want to see if they fill in the gaps between Kenobi and New Hope. They might just do a massive montage. And over the years, Kenobi would watch over Leia and Luke with the help of the hidden Jedi that are scattered across the galaxy, as Vader watches and waits the future of the Jedi, while the Grand Inquisitor goes to Rebels. I don't know. It's going to be a tough finale because Vader and the Grand Inquisitor physically can't die. Kenobi can't die. So I'm intrigued to see if anyone does die. Like Owen doesn't die. He dies in A New Hope. Luke dies in Last Jedi. So many characters that are involved with the story don't die. Like Bale, I think he's in A New Hope as well. Obviously, I think he gets blown up on Alderaan when it gets destroyed. So yeah, a lot to look forward to, a lot to take in. And I do want to say I probably will watch A New Hope through to Revenge of the Sith. Jesus Christ, Return of the Jedi, and probably the sequels as well very soon. I have reviewed A New Hope, so it will be Empire next. But stay tuned for my final review next week. Let me know down below your thoughts of this week. What was your favorite moment? And of course, subscribe and like. Take care. Goodbye.